Boom. Boom.
Bam. We're Livie. That's not livey. I was trying to channel.
Livee.
I was trying to channel my inner Matthew McConaughey, but
How's that working for you?
That didn't work very well. I spelled it wrong. Live and then in. Liven. We're liven.
We're liven at Verity Mortgage this morning.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
All right, so here we are. So we're getting down to where we're doing this every other week now.
Every other week.
Just to kind of space it out a little bit, have a little bit more to talk about when we do actually come on. So so here we are with Glenda White today. We're officially, I'm going to give this a name at some point here. Not yet, because I need an intro. I need a few other things when I do this. But we're going to call, I think I'm going to call this the really generic, simple, no explanation, Texas real estate and finance podcast. And that's it.
There you go.
So simple, easy, nothing crazy, not anything with my name on it necessarily, just because who cares about me?
With the MG show.
Yeah. So today we have Glenda White. She works with me here in our Mansfield branch for Verity Mortgage, and she is going to talk to us about social media marketing because she is a social media marketing powerhouse. Just in the sense of
MG Productions. Look at Morgan.
Morgan's throwing it out there. So just in the sense that you, when it comes to posting on social media with your videos and all that stuff, you do it more than most people that I know, especially in my immediate circle of friends. So, so since I have easy access to you and you post better than anybody or more often than anybody I know, then hey, Raul, what's up?
Hey,
I care about you too, buddy.
We care about you, Raul.
Then Christy's here too. So, so we're going to talk a little bit about some social media topics today. And when I called Glenda yesterday, I was like, hey, what do we want to talk about? Or I should say I texted her. When I texted her, said, what are we going to talk about? She says, how social media sucks. That was her response. So I was like, well, this sounds great to me. Like, I'm in. Sign me up. Usually we talk about how awesome, and how advantageous social media usage is. And I'm sure we'll get to that point too. But I am very curious as to know why there's such a why Glenda for the short period of time is a little down because social media is giving her a hard time. Because, oh, by the way, Glenda White is by far the most optimistic, happy, never down person that I know. And so anytime she has, especially her baby of social media, anytime she feels a little bit downtrodden about something, I got to know why. So, so I really want to hear, what are you dealing with right now that's causing you to have some struggles with your social media world?
Yeah. So good morning, Mike. It's a funny conversation. Social fatigue.
Social fatigue. Like your thumbs hurt because you're just like,
No, it's just overwhelming right now.
Okay.
And I say that not in the sense like when I say I and we were talking about it offline. Yeah, it's me, but it's a lot of our real estate agents too, and our vendors and our partners that we work with. It's just a matter of social media is like, it's the center of attention and everything that we do has to be on social media, which,
well, it doesn't have
to be like, I'm talking about like no, you don't have to put everything out there, but what we have to do and why I feel social media sucks right now is they've taken away the humanization of the process.
Is that a word? Did you just make up a word? Humanization. I mean, I like it. I like that word, but you might have just made that up. Maybe not.
It sounds good.
So they took away the humanization. What do you mean by that?
Well, it kind of is a, we talked about it before, is your friends and your family, like now, instead of having that quick conversation of, hey, how you doing?
Right.
Now you pick up the conversation and was like, oh, you had graduation, you had this, and this. So why am I calling you?
Morgan said it's a word, by the way.
Yes, there we go. And it's kind of on a twofold. On a personal level, social media sucks because sometimes you lose the pick up the phone and call your Aunt Sally or whoever it is. But you also kind of, it's great because you can see what's going on in your life and kind of get reconnected.
You can keep up with everybody, but not on a direct level. You're just kind of standing in the stands watching more or less, right? You're just watching what their life is doing, but you're not really interacting with
right. And then on the
directly
on the lending, finance, real estate side, like it sucks because we have to do it.
Right.
The days that we don't do it, our clients and our consumers are like, well, why didn't I see something? Why, what's wrong with you? So then it's kind of like it's not like you have a following, but you do have a following type thing.
Yeah. You're beholden to your fans, Glenda.
No, it's not my fans, but it kind of like solidifies
I
like
believe it is your fans, by the way.
but even yesterday, like we had a client, it was on TikTok and it was a USDA video from like I guess a month and a half ago.
Mhm.
And she was really down and distraught. And and she just reached out to me and she said, "Thank you." And I was like, "For what?" She was like, "Because if I didn't see your video,
Mhm.
I wouldn't have known that there's ways to get around with why USDA." So she went directly to the program and they denied her without talking to anybody. They didn't know why. And so we're having that conversation this morning. So yes, social media fatigue is a huge thing.
Right.
Because we have to have our phones every minute of the day. Like just
Again, you're
take a-
throwing out a lot of we's here. I don't know that everybody I see. Okay, so here's my one counter to that. Okay. I don't know that neither one of these is good or bad, but what
Yeah.
I'm saying is that when when your world
Yeah.
is social media, like when you and this is not in a negative way, your world is social media because you're a mortgage professional, you're trying to do mortgage loans and you're working with
Right.
realtors.
We are a full-time
Right. So you're doing your
originator.
job. Like you're not, it's not like
Right.
you're on there, dancing to TikTok or whatever. Like you
Well, let's be real.
a
On
little
Sundays
bit,
I may.
a little bit. But what I'm saying is that you're doing it for a purpose. It's not
Right.
you're not just screwing around.
100%.
Right. So, but it still is your whole world, right?
Yes.
Like you're engulfed in it to a certain extent because you're posting
Yes.
every day, you're, commenting, you're talking with people, you're fielding calls, you're doing all that stuff.
Yes.
So anytime that world gets a little sideways, then you're going to feel the pain a little greater than somebody else who doesn't spend as much time on that. Right.
Right.
So as it stands right now, it's
could be
difficult
we
for
as in
your
Glenda.
world. Yeah, we as in Glenda. So what is it specifically? Like, I know you were ranting about Instagram's changes the other day. So what is it about the fatigue specifically that's getting to you?
It's just a matter of it's like we go back to it, like you have to do it. Like once you start on it, yes. And I think at this point, and it's kind of great, and this is what we kind of miss, is it's okay to take a break.
Sure.
It is absolutely okay to just put it down, take a break. I even do that on the weekends now. Like when my posts are going out, believe it or not, those are pre-scheduled,
right?
Auto posts. So I'm actually not on it.
And how are you pre-scheduling? What software are you using?
I'm using Monday, by the way.
Monday.
Chrissy Lee, there you go.
Shout out to Monday. Thank you, Chrissy
We're
Lee.
working on that. I did have Trello. But I schedule everything in Monday, that's where my mindset goes. But then I have a third-party software that actually posts it out on every platform.
Okay, what's that?
Stay tuned because I'm working on it. I'm not going to say it until I know for sure because I just switched over like last week.
Glenda's got a secret. She doesn't want to broadcast it yet.
Not yet. Stay tuned for a couple of weeks from now.
Sounds fair.
But what is going on with social media for me? It is. I'm just sometimes too tired to get on social media or just post. Like I feel like.
Are you saying that the mortgage coach goes through difficult times?
Oh well, yeah, everybody does. So just know it is not just me because I've had so many agents, so many vendor partners. It's kind of in the same thing. Social fatigue is actually a big thing.
Sure.
Right. So how do we get above that? Just put your phone down.
Right.
Get off of it.
Take a break.
It is absolutely okay. And actually sometimes it's better for our favorite word, the algorithm.
Yeah.
To take a break and come back.
Yeah.
To re-spotlight your stuff.
Right.
But the bigger kind of push to that is when she connected with me on the USDA loan is it's evergreen content. And we keep talking about that. If you don't put the content out there, it's not going to resonate with the next client or the consumer.
Right.
So it's a matter of just getting started, no matter how bad it is. And then when you feel like you get to the point sometimes to me and our agents, just let it go for a couple days.
So when you're fatigued, you're just saying that you're just tired of messing with it. Is that what you mean? Like you're just like, I don't want to do any Facebook today. Or is
no, it's not just like it's everything.
You're tired of creating posts. You're tired of thinking
like
about what you're going to do.
Everything. It's the content. It's the creation. It's the daily, the ebbs and the flows that you have to do on every platform. Right. And that's why we teach our agents to go all in on one platform first to get good at it.
So you don't get overwhelmed.
Because when you're in a, like, you and I we've got this podcast, we've got our YouTube channel going, we've got Instagram, we've got TikTok, we've got Facebook, we've got events, we've got our own families to run. We've got, there's like an endless way of what we have to do to be able to get through the day. But it is a non-negotiable for agents in the industry to be on social.
Because you can't not be on there.
You can't not be on there. So that is not what I'm saying.
So you're saying you don't have to be on there all the time.
Correct.
But you can't not be on there.
Correct.
You have to have some sort of a a presence, or otherwise you're just like drifting in the wind, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So for social media, that it sucks because it is a time consuming, like you need to time block.
Right.
And I think that's where I've gotten a little bit better is I time block my video batching sessions when I do it. Now, a couple off the whims when we're walking outside, right? Because we've had the conversation with the client, like we have to do that.
Yeah.
But everything on my calendar is when I
We had
schedule.
the conversation with the client. Again, do you have like a little mouse in your pocket where like
Lee is in Glenda.
is there two? I feel like there's two Glendas. I feel like there's like this dual personality that exists inside your
I
brain
don't know what's
because
going
there's
on.
so many we's being thrown about. You're like, well, when we talk to a client, I'm like, well, like where's this
Are
team?
you talking to a client? I do. Morgan and I talk to our clients every day. Okay, so when I talk to a client,
There we
it's
go.
the conversations,
Yeah.
right? So we have those intraday conversations that we can turn around and put on content.
Yeah.
And so for the agent that is struggling with something like this, just grab your notes app and it's
Right.
fantastic. Kind of put it in a raw video.
Right.
You can always go back and re-edit the video if you need to,
Sure.
but you're just kind of getting the mindset of
Gotta post.
well, and what that question is, right? We
Right.
talked about it offline. Like your goal is to post 7 days a week and, start it small.
Right.
So you have to start on one platform first.
Yep.
Get great at it.
Yep.
And then move to the second platform.
And what are the new hot platforms right now? Because I think we're both on the same page about this because we watch the same people. But
It is definitely right. So it's definitely TikTok.
you think that's
Absolutely.
that's your ranking number one is TikTok right now?
Well, YouTube Reels.
Oh, there we
Shorts.
You mean shorts? There
YouTube
we go.
Shorts are definitely
Gary
number
V
one.
would be very upset with you.
I know, right? Gary V, I'm coming. Here we go. So YouTube Shorts is
Yep.
number one. Facebook Shorts,
Yeah.
Reels, AKA, and then TikTok
Okay.
are number three.
So hey, real quick on the Facebook thing. So this will save me from having to Google it later. Fan pages is a big deal now, right? As
Gary
opposed
V
to your
says change it to a fan page.
right. So what are you changing to a fan? Your personal
Your
page or your
personal page.
business page?
Your personal page.
So you're making your personal page a fan page.
Yes.
Weird. Okay. What
I did that a couple weeks ago, by the way. and
how's
I've
that? How you feeling
converted.
about that?
It will, again, it is Facebook.
Yeah.
Will push it out to more people
Okay.
because fans you can have a conversation with.
So
and-
do your friends just convert to fans automatically? All right. So if you're friends
Correct.
with people and you convert your personal page to a
Right.
fan page, those people will automatically convert over. Okay.
And it's weird. Even some content creators and even Gary, I think, said this a couple, like I'm calling him like Gary, like I know him in my back.
You know,
Gary
Mr.
V.
Gary. That's
Now, if
fine.
you want to come down Gary V and have a conversation, come on, bring it to Texas.
Right.
But he even says like shy away from business, like Facebook business pages. Because when it's a fan page, it runs the same algorithms that it does for Reels.
Got
You
it.
can't do Reels that get out to the masses.
Uh-huh.
You can also run ads on fan pages.
Okay.
You can run more analytics.
Okay.
So it takes the business theory
Uh-huh.
on the business page and puts it on a fan page per se.
So when someone goes to so if you have a fan page that's your personal page and I go to your page,
Yeah.
do I then like the page as a fan or do I become friends with you?
You can do either.
Okay.
You can still follow and add.
So what's the difference?
It's when you follow, you're going to get just like Instagram. You're
Right.
going to get the following of the reels that come
Okay.
out. You can retarget them on business custom audiences
Uh-huh.
and retarget the people that follow you.
Okay.
So really your friends, you want to convert to fans.
Uh-huh.
If you already have those friends, when you convert your page over, they're automatically going to become fans.
Right, but I'm talking about like a new person. So if you know, so one of the things that I do anytime I do loans for people is I generally agents and borrowers, I try to friend them on the social medias or whatever you want to call it.
Absolutely,
you
for
know,
sure.
Follow and friend. Although it is a little weird, like Instagram's one that I don't particularly like, and it's probably just because I'm an old guy.
Yeah.
But I feel like Instagram's one of those where it's like almost voyeuristic to a certain extent, where
Yep.
you're just like, hey, I'm going to watch everything that you do. And it's not
It's
really
weird.
what I want to do, go follow somebody on Instagram. But a lot of younger people don't have Facebook, they have Instagram
Correct.
or whatever. And so,
Who's your niche person?
yeah,
Again,
so it
we're
depends
gonna
on
go
who
back
you're
to
doing
that.
loans for. But I try to typically go, you know, either friend, I'll use that word. I
For
try
sure.
to friend somebody on Facebook if they're an agent or somebody that I'm doing a loan for. So now let's say that this particular individual switched their page to a fan page for whatever reason.
Yep.
And then I find them and I want to go friend them as I think.
Mhm.
So in that situation, am I liking their fan page and following it, or am I friending them?
You're gonna just friend. You're gonna like. It's gonna be a fan follower.
Okay, so you just
basically.
become a fan follower and that's it.
That is
There isn't a
correct.
friend option anymore if you have a fan page.
Right.
Okay.
Correct.
So
Well,
does-
no, I added friends this morning. So there are two. So I have people that follow me on my reels
okay.
that will get my reels content.
Okay.
That is where I've seen the biggest change over the last even 15 days.
Yeah.
That are not friends with me on Facebook,
They just follow your
but they
reels.
follow the reels, and then I can run ads
Gotcha.
on them.
Okay. So they're following your reels, but they're not getting like your
Like my kids.
your picture first day
Right.
or whatever you posted.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So they're getting the content that you're making for Facebook specifically is you have either your reels, which is your fan page type stuff,
Right.
stories too, or just reels?
Both. Now here's what's crazy is once you flip it to a fan page, then you cannot link your Instagram up.
Okay.
Then the Instagram at that point would go Instagram to business Facebook.
Gotcha.
So that is why when you see content for reels, you see it on.
So is that like Facebook competing with itself?
Yes.
So they're
100%.
So they're creating a fan page to compete with their Instagram because now you can't link the two together.
Correct. If you
So-
convert it to a fan page, it will no longer.
What the hell is Zuckerberg doing? Come on, bud. Get your head out of your ass, man. What are we doing?
I
here?
don't know. It's crapshoot. So, and then of course, Instagram, my friend likes to tweak everything. So now it's definitely 100% reels. It needs to be education.
Right.
They really want you to take the personal aspect out of it, which is weird.
What do you mean? Take the
Like
personal-
your kids.
like nobody gives a nobody.
No one gets a crap.
Nobody gives crap about your whatever. Your
Like the
kids
first day
or-
picture.
yeah.
Apparently, they said
care.
again they want to say a picture posting platform. They want to get out to it.
Yeah.
But again, the algorithm and all of that feed will say, depending, and this is where it's so dynamic. What does your bio say? What does your hashtag say?
Right.
What are you saying in your video? Is how they're going to push that content out.
Okay.
And so again, this has changed from last Sunday, like 48 hours ago.
Really?
So yeah, it's crazy.
I wonder what they're trying to do. What do you think Instagram's trying to do? They're trying to rebrand themselves as what?
Well, think
Or not
about what you
rebrand,
do
but,
on
you know.
YouTube.
Okay.
YouTube,
you
you
look
don't
for
throw
information.
your kids up there.
Mm-mm.
You don't throw pictures of your kids. You don't throw first day pictures. You put education platforms out there.
Right.
So now your Instagram, it kind of goes back to the original. Like I feel like we've had this since 2009. We have to go back to have a personal and a business page.
Right.
If you really want to, that's just another page. But think about who they're ultimately fighting against right now.
Ooh, what if Instagram's like going after YouTube? What if they think they're going to do
I would think
the
for
shorts and the
sure.
reels first, and they're going, okay, now we'll do long form content. Now you can put on 10-minute video and
Well,
we'll promote that as well. And
TikTok's in 10 minutes. So
Yeah.
why would
Yeah.
Instagram not get there?
how are those doing? Do you know how the longer videos are doing?
They're doing great.
Are they really?
They are
Okay.
because they're staying on the platform
Right.
and they're having the conversation and the raw pain point. So it's kind of like you need a
Ooh, those
whiteboard.
pain points. I need to get it. I need a tally. Pain point. Check.
Algorithm. Check. I need a
Right.
shirt. I love it. Morgan, I need a shirt. I
Pain
love
points and
algorithms.
algorithms. Glenda's here to solve your pain points and
There we
algorithms.
go.
Yeah.
But it really kind of touches the dynamic of it in each person, right? So
Right.
each platform, and that's the biggest part I think that we in the industry don't get is yes, we can cross post every video to every platform,
Right.
but is going to hit a different type of person
Right.
on every platform.
That's why the same video doesn't work on every platform.
Correct.
Because they're all set up differently. But there's a big distinction between what we're talking about, getting in the weeds a little bit as to how each one of these platforms is kind of dictating content and everything. And then there's also the side of it is like, if you haven't even posted any videos in a week or anything like that, then don't even worry about any of that stuff.
Yeah, no.
And just post shit. Like
Yeah.
just put stuff out. Like
Yeah.
you just got to post
and
stuff.
that is why Mike Mills' social media sucks.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. So the raw content, I mean, really it is. The reason being is because it's changing so quick.
Yeah.
And it's changing. I feel like it was back when the pandemic started and the rates went, from 5 to 3. And it's like, we didn't know what to do. Then forbearances came out and modifications were coming out. Like we didn't know.
Yeah.
That's what social media is today.
Yeah.
They're running so many algorithms, literally week over week, stuff is changing.
Yeah.
So for someone in the real estate industry that's never really posted, just post.
Yes.
Who cares?
Right. Don't worry about the algorithm.
Don't worry about the
Don't worry about the
algorithms like me
platform.
that are like,
Just
what
post
in
stuff.
the world?
Well,
But-
and that's what I think I told you this before, but I'll just say it for this. But that's what I do this every other week because I want to learn from you, Glenda, because you're my social media guru. So what I've tried to do lately is my biggest hang up personally was just posting regularly, like doing
Right.
regular posts. I was not doing regular posts. I would do stuff here and there. I did some like long form stuff in the very beginning
Right.
and tried to use up some of that, but you got to get in the habit of posting. And so for me, like last week, I was just like, I just want to post one reel every day for 5 days.
Absolutely.
Now I put it on every platform just because
For sure, as you should.
right. But
And it's copy and paste. Come on.
it doesn't
Let's
take
copy
that
and
long.
paste the content. That's another
Once you do
issue,
it, yeah.
right? Like, don't overthink it.
Right. So I did that for 5 days, which was good. Now this week, my goal is I'm going to do every day, 7 days.
Good.
Now it may not be creating every day. I might just create one day and then post, I just want to make sure something new goes out every day for 7 days.
Absolutely.
But in the meantime, because that is my habit that I'm trying to create to post on a regular basis,
Right.
because the more I do it, the more positive feedback you get and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But then also, I love doing this stuff.
Yeah.
Sitting here talking with you. We got another podcast later this week. We're going to talk from somebody who's a social media coach that we're going to do on LinkedIn.
Absolutely.
So this is the thing that I like doing the most. And so if I keep working on and building this part, because this is what I enjoy, then the little social media posting that I do that just keeps me on active posting is what's going to build itself over time.
Absolutely.
Because I'm purely focusing on posting a reel and doing my podcast, and that's it. Now,
Right.
Granted, I'm posting on multiple platforms only because I'm just doing that, but I'm
Yeah.
not paying attention to how Instagram's doing. I'm really not paying attention to how TikTok's doing.
Right.
Maybe I'm paying a little more attention to YouTube because that's where I want to put these podcasts.
Did you get that book yet? We talked about.
No, I didn't get that.
All right, we're gonna send it. So
I didn't remember what it was.
It was by Daryl Eves, the YouTube book.
Okay,
YouTube for beginners.
YouTube for beginners.
Yep.
All right, that's what it's called.
So if you're looking at getting into YouTube, it is a
See, I'm gonna write
fantastic
this on my
read.
notepad.
And if you're anything like me, I like to read. I know this is really weird. I like to read it and read along with the book, my Audible, and read along with the book.
I think that's brilliant, actually.
Because it resonates in
Yeah.
the mind, and then I'm like, I go back to the
You're
old
paying
school.
attention.
Right? It's so weird. It's 30 minutes a day, but it's a pretty thick read. But when you resonate of what they're saying and then hearing it, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, like YouTube is so dynamic on that.
Well, damn it. I got to do that.
That's so good. 30 minutes a day, y'all.
I usually, like, what I do is I walk in the morning. I'll do
Right.
like 2 miles in the morning and I listen to audiobooks while I do that.
For sure.
The problem is that while I'm walking, my brain is,
Yes.
and especially like I'm listening to Benjamin Graham. You know who Benjamin Graham is? So he's a old school, like Wall Street, guru type dude. He wrote this book in, I think he wrote it in like the 50s or something,
Right.
but it's been like updated or whatever. Anyway, it's really, really in depth, like investing principles
Yeah.
in the market,
Yeah.
and equities and bonds. And so if you're not interested in that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
like it can certainly get a little bit like,
Right.
what am I?
And I listen to social media podcasts. I'm not gonna I
Right.
listen to stuff so I can go back and like Kyle Draper. There you go. I listened to him this morning.
So my problem is that I'm listening to this thing and I'm walking and doing, but because it's so thick, like not the
Yes.
depth of the book, but just the content is
Yeah.
just so in depth that I find myself after 5 minutes or so, I'm thinking about something else. I'm like, I just completely missed
Yeah.
everything that he just talked about, and I have no idea what he just said.
You're like rewind.
Yeah,
Let me 30
so-
back. 30 back.
So sitting down and actually reading the book and listening, do you have to pay for both? Is that what you're doing? You're buying both?
Well, so
I need a service that sells me the audiobook and the
so if you do your Amazon audio, I get
Amazon.
Amazon. I do the Amazon audiobook. And
Okay.
so basically I get one free credit a month, which is like $18 a month is whatever, $14
To Audible?
to Audible.
Okay.
And so basically I buy a book a month. And then of course, when I go to bed, it's 30 minutes a day whenever I go to bed. And it may not be the morning, right?
See,
But it's getting that
I'm writing
mindset
this
right.
down.
Yes.
So you buy a book through Amazon
Yeah. And then I buy
and then
the
you
Audible.
get a credit.
Yep.
So you don't have an Audible account.
Yeah, it's
Or, I
like
mean-
$14 a month is the actual Audible account.
Okay. So you do have that too. Because when
Yeah.
you have the account, you get 1 credit a month anyway.
Oh, well then hell, that's what it is. Then I guess I don't pay for it.
Okay. So you do pay for the book and the audio.
I do buy the actual, like Kevin laughs at my husband. He's like, oh my God, another book. I'm like, yeah. He was like, it's good though. So I get the actual book from Amazon.
Okay.
And then if I have a credit, then I go buy the credit on Audible.
All right. I probably won't do that with every book, but the ones that I really need to
For
like
sure.
drill on,
For
that's
sure.
a good way to do it. Listen and read, you dummy.
Because it kind of gets in the mindset. Like you have your morning routine. And
Right.
I think maybe that's something we talk about because a lot of agents don't know how to structure their day. of where to get started. So maybe in a couple of weeks we do that one.
You got to put shit on autopilot, man.
You do.
When you wake up, you just got to do what you do every day to
and
get
now
yourself
that
going.
school's back, like it's the
best. I
it's
love
actually,
school back.
We're like, yeah, we're back to a routine. Got to get up, got to go.
Yes.
I can walk. Like it's great. So I think that's the biggest clicker for agents is maybe they don't understand of how to start their morning.
Yeah.
So maybe that is one for a couple weeks. But once you get up and do your walk, do your audible, doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
It can be your Zen moment, your yoga moment,
Don't
whatever.
think, whatever, or don't
It's
listen.
literally
to
a game changer on how the rest of your day is.
Yeah. Well, it sets you up to be focused and do things.
And then you can kill crickets like Morgan and I did this morning. So it's fantastic.
Yeah.
We were on it.
You're killing crickets. All right. So here's what I want to do. I want to keep this about 30 minutes. I think that's probably good because we're at 25 now. But so social media sucks in that you're having some fatigue on posting and ramping up every day. So what is it that you're doing to get yourself out of that a little bit? And obviously, you said you're taking a break, which is good. You always got to take a break from stuff all the time, even if you're a hardcore fitness person. You work out, all the time. You gotta take a break.
Yeah,
like sometimes you gotta rest. So you can't be perfect and do social media every single day, or else you go crazy. So what else are you doing to try to mitigate some of the fatigue? Because you know that you have to do it. Right. It's necessary.
Right.
Especially if you want to continue to grow your business and do more of what you're
Absolutely.
doing. So what are you doing to kind of offset that?
So time blocking, that's really huge in kind of my mindset again. So my content creation, basically I write all my scripts and do what I need to for the week out on Sundays now because it's about to be football. So of course you can do that during football season. So 1 hour on Sundays, I can write the entire scripts. And then usually during the week, I have a 1 hour session and I can knock all 5 to 7 of those videos out.
Okay.
And so now I'm only really dedicating 2 hours of the entire week, minus the engagement that you have to kind of do every day here and there. But 2 hours solely dedicated for the week for content creation and planning and then actually videoing it.
So just taking the thought out of it is what you're basically
Absolutely.
doing,
And you have to
automating the process in your brain, basically.
And that has to be for everything, right? It's just like a mortgage. Like we have a mortgage app for our clients to upload documents to. Like we have to take the ease of the process out. And the more we let someone else, right?
You gotta get rid of those pain points.
Oh, yes, that too. Whatever. But yeah, so the biggest hurdle, right, is because social media does suck and it does change so often for those that are just not there yet. Just get started.
Well, you know what else sucks? Managing your finances suck. Going to the gym sucks.
Paying gas. Well, even though gas is right now.
Buying gas sucks. Going to the grocery store sucks.
Right.
But yet these are all things that you have to do.
It should be a non-negotiable.
Right. And
it should be. And we shouldn't still have to have this conversation in almost the end of 2022 when we've kind of been talking about it for 2 years. Having a social media presence. And even one of the agents yesterday I talked to, and they said, well, thank you for guiding me over the last year, because some of their clients, again, went to mom and dad, got the validation of the real estate agent, but gave them 7 of them. And they picked her because she had a social media presence.
She could find her.
She can find her. It's a validation. Millennials, talking to my 18-year-old, millennials love that validation point of who you are, what you're about. It doesn't matter how bad it is. They don't care. They just want the resources out there.
Well, and I mean, we've said it ad nauseum, we as in you and me.
Oh, here we go. We again.
No, this is we, you and me. We've said this ad nauseum pretty much every time we've done this, in that if you're going to be any type of professional sales, business owner, whatever it is, you have to have a presence. There is no
coffee shops are on it, y'all.
If
coffee shops are selling coffee on there, why in the real estate agent or industry are we not?
It's not like, like you say, it's the non-negotiable. You can't not be on there. I mean, you can, but you're going to go the way of the dinosaur and you're going to disappear.
And we ask how the business is going.
Right.
We ask of what you're doing all day, not what you're doing, but where's your business heading?
Right.
If you can't forecast the next 90 days and have something in the pipeline, and if, and this is the biggest thing, is if you need help, call us.
Right.
That's the thing. Like, we don't mind getting on the calendar for an hour, getting on Zoom call and helping.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Well, and sometimes you just got to start, like, you've brought in some people and I do the same thing. We'll sit in here and we'll talk to them for an hour and, do a little mini podcast and just chit chat about whatever. And it's just, you got to get moving in that direction. But the thing is that you have to do things that are uncomfortable. You
Yep.
have to. That's the
Absolutely.
only way you grow.
Yep.
You don't grow by being comfortable. Being comfortable is laying in bed all day and sleeping and not getting up and not going, eating stuff that's terrible for you because it feels good and you get a little mouth pleasure for a minute and you just want to keep. But
Right.
that is how you grow as a human being, is
Absolutely.
by doing things that you're not comfortable doing, because otherwise you just stay in your same habits and you never improve.
Absolutely.
So if you want to grow your business, if you want to get have more success with your clients, whether you're a realtor or a lender or anything that is related to selling anything to anybody, like, you have to be on these platforms and you have to start trying, because if you don't, you're gonna be left behind
For sure.
by everybody that gets out there and does that.
And that's just the power. That's why social media sucks. Like, that's literally why it sucks, because that is where 2023, 2025, 2020, 2010, whatever.
Where we're going.
2010,
We're already
that's where
there.
It's going to be.
But
It's
you'll
gonna
just
be
be
more
eliminated
evident.
completely by
For
then.
sure.
All right, cool. Well, that's right at 30 minutes. So boom, we nailed it.
Yes.
All right. Well, G, I appreciate you coming in. We'll do this again in 2 weeks. Hopefully you'll be in a better headspace and
Yeah,
social media
I will
won't
be.
suck as bad at that point.
Yep.
But even if it does, it's okay. We'll have plenty to talk about.
Absolutely.
And then maybe by then I'll have like an intro and I'll get a little more professional on this instead
Oh.
of just sitting down and winging it
It's okay.
like we usually do. But
We're good.
either way. All right. Well, thanks for coming in.
MG
and
Productions. There we go.
MG Productions, indeed. Thank you, Chrissy.
Thank you, Chrissy. We appreciate you.
Putting it out there. So we'll see you guys in a couple weeks, and have a great day.
Long.